we're so behind schedule. 22 minutes downside the hour of 10 a.m. Today being the 5th day in the month of January 2022. Thank you very much for joining us this morning on the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions. We're starting behind schedule due to circumstances beyond my control. But then let's begin the conversation this morning. This is where we look at those critical issues. Of course, convergence of different opinions right here on the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions. We deal with them, we dissect them so that you can make better decisions in the nearest future. It is still part of our morning show right here, the one we call Morning Spice on the floor of God's own state. My name is Michael Oni. Now this morning, so much is happening. Politicking has started despite INEC yet to lift the ban officially on campaigns. Of course, so many of the consultations have started ahead of the year 2023 general elections. Of course, for obvious reasons, this year 2022 is a year. It's going to be a busy year, but considering that it is coming just before the general elections, and it will certainly be one of the intrigues, horse trading, mudslinging, blackmail, so to speak, and defections, and all manner of shenanigans. Indeed, it will be a year of politics and more politics, and of course, governance might take a backstage, although some governors are promising that governance will not take a backstage, even as electioneering campaigns will dominate the landscape, with the center to the federating units. We have 19 governors that will be concluding their tenures, including the governor of Abia State, Dr. Okeze Ikpeazu, while 12 shall still be eligible for a second tenure. So as preparations for the next general elections is gathering momentum, especially right here in Abia State, where a lot of persons, stakeholders, and of course some politicians have thrown their heart into the ring already. The question is on the lips of many is, where will the next governor emerged from? And it brings to the question of that very document that of course comes to life during electionary period, talking about Charter of Equity. Anyways, let's delve into the conversation today right here on the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions on Flow 94.9 FM. I have joining me founder of Mkpa Foundation, a political scientist, a businessman, and a philanthropist, Honorable Mkpa Oju Uka. I hope I didn't murder your name. Glad to have you join us. Welcome to the platform on Flow FM.
Thank you so much. You got it very right.
Everyone. Oh, thank you very much for joining us. It is your first time right here on the platform on Flow FM, so you're welcome on board. So let's begin the conversation. Of course, we've seen so many pressure groups coming up to say, well, the zoning system in Abia State should continue. But the question is it along the old Bend line that has been clamored by some pressure group, or is it going to be along the senatorial district? But then we've seen some politicians also throwing their hat in the ring, like Senator Yinaya Abaribe, the chief whip of the Senator Yinaya Abaribe, rather, from Abia South Senatorial District, from the same local government where the governor is coming from. We've seen Sachikwe Udensi, we've seen Professor Gregory Ibe from different senatorial districts, of course, across board. They are, of course, throwing their hearts into the ring. So what do you make of this early declaration of intention in Abia State?
Well, I think this is the right time. We need to start politicking. We've got less than 2 years for a new governor to start to take over the helms of affairs. So this is actually the right time for our politicians, our aspirants, to start making their interests known, so that the electorate can make their decision on time on who is going to step in as the next governor of Abia State.
Okay, do you have reservations about some of those that have made their intentions known? They are aspirants as we speak, because campaigns have not started. Talking about the ban on campaigns, of course, it has not been lifted by the Independent National Electoral Commission, but that does not stop individuals from declaring their intention, even though they are yet to come out and to say, well, we are declaring our intention on that this particular political party. Some of them are yet to do that. But then, what do you make of some of these names? Maybe I should mention them. Sachikwe Udensi, Senator Yinaya Abaribe, Professor Gregory Ibe. Those are notable ones for now.
Yeah, I think these names are household names. These are the capacity of individuals that I feel have all it takes to to govern Abia. So coming to make their declarations, it wouldn't be a surprise to a lot of people. Professor Ibe is well known in Abia and beyond, and Chikwe would then say, if I'm right, is it new in the business? And of course, Senator Inaya Baribe is a seasoned distinguished senator. He's been around for a very long time. So at least for 16 years as a senator. So for me, this is the time for them to come in and to enable things to kick off. And bear in mind, their actions are within the law. So they are not
do you have reservations on where the next governor of Abia State should come from within the state now? Do you have reservations?
It should come from Abia North.
Why? Why do you think the governor?
It started in Abia
next
North.
Governor of the state should
It started in Abia North when Dr. Ojuzo Carlo became the governor.
Okay.
And then it was established on Charter of Equity. That's the foundation of Abia politics. This was agreed and endorsed by Abia politicians and elder statesmen. This is like a covenant. We have to respect. This is what rules us, our lives, our way of doing things, our politicking. We are going to respect this. So, and then when OUK left from 1999 to when he left in 2007, power shifted to Abia Central. And then after 8 years, power shifted to Abia South. So Senator T.A.O.G. and the sitting governor, Dr. Victor Kezikwas, they are all products of equity. And then what we're saying, it has to go back to where it started from, so that you can be able to maintain the equity that has ruled us and made it possible for rotation, made it possible for fairness. And also we've been able to achieve peace, because it doesn't make sense if you move the power away from me when I know it is my turn. That will create agitation. I'm not going to be happy with you, because you are now undermining my person in the state, and we are equal within the state.
Honorable, the Charter of Equity that you're referring to is not constitutionally backed. It has not been signed into law by the Abia State House of Assembly, neither passed, or rather by the Abia State Assembly, nor signed into law by the governor, by any governor of the state in the past. So why are you basing your argument on the Charter of Equity?
Is it necessary? There's what the Englishman call gentleman agreement. It is an understanding. You don't need to sign it. But this was a decision made by amongst Abia politicians, and there is no single politician in Abia that does not know about it. So if it's not within the constitution, it is not signed by the House of Assembly, then why are you respecting it? Why should OUK leave power for Abia Central? Why should Ikpazu be called why should Dr. T.O.G. be called the father of equity? So if it doesn't exist, then let it go. Then respecting what does not exist.
It negates the constitutional rights of some other persons that might be nursing ambition from other zones in the state. For example, Senator Inaya Baribe is also coming up to say, yes, I have an intention to become the governor of the state come 2023.
Okay.
He's from Abia South. So how will you balance the equation when the constitution say, if you qualified, you can go from anywhere you're coming from? The Abia Charter of Equity is saying otherwise.
Does Inaya not know there's a Charter of Equity? That's the question we should be asking him. When the governor was shifted, when Abia South was clamoring for a governor, what if the sitting governor has said no? How will he feel as a politician? So they know the truth. We don't need to start telling them all this. So for me, when you say I'm from Abia South, even though we have a sitting governor from Abia South, I still want to go on and contest for governorship.
Okay,
that is a joke. For instance, Inaya Baribe is a sitting senator. He's a seasoned senator. He is clamoring, remember, for presidency to come from Southeast. That is the same equity, but it's not written in any law. It's not passed by any in the General Assembly, the National Assembly. So why are people not challenging that? Say, okay, it shouldn't come to the South. It's after all, it's not in the Constitution. So me as a seasoned politician, I feel disappointed because he knows how it works. He knows you cannot sit as you're a sitting senator for 16 years. You're a distinguished senator. You are the minority leader, and you are clamoring for power, for presidency to come to the Southeast. Which, of course, can be you. If you get my point.
I'm getting you.
So now, if you're clamoring for presidency to come from the Southeast, now you're coming back, you are asking the federal government to respect equity. Then you are fairness. Fairness don't need to be written within the law. Fairness is about giving your fellow citizen an opportunity.
Should we not look beyond a candidate that can deliver, or look beyond the candidate with the qualities, and say we're choosing equity over performance or over delivery by such a candidate?
Candidates that can deliver or fix Abia are in all these 3 senatorial zones. So what we should be asking ourselves, if governorship is shifting to Abia North, for instance, who is going to be the person credible enough with the antecedents, track record, history to deliver us? That is different from when you're saying, let us look for a governor around Abia. My point here is, let the zoning system remain. Let the Charter of Equity be respected. And for instance, somebody like Senator Inabari may know this. So for him to come back to his state, and now he's now declared for governorship. So what is he saying about Charter of Equity? Does it not exist anymore?
Okay, there is a confusion concerning that piece of document that, of course, I would like to get your reactions to that particular confusion. Now, some persons are saying the Charter of Equity, as put together by the founding fathers of Abia State, is a particular political party affair, and it should not bind on other political parties. To be very specific, the People's Democratic Party, they're saying it's a PDP affair. Then why are you trying to make it an affair that should affect every other political parties in the state? Especially, we have 18 political parties in Nigeria, other 17 political parties. Then why adopt Abia Charter of Equity?
Well, there's nothing wrong with adopting the charter. When the PDP decided for the governorship to come from Abia Central, were there not other candidates from other parties? They were. We are not saying do not come out from other parties and make your declarations.
Okay.
We are saying, regardless of the party you are, you need to appreciate that equity has been followed. This equity don't need to when the forefathers, the founding fathers of Abia State put together this equity, it was not by a particular party. Some were neutral individuals, they were politicians, but they were looking at how do we advance Abia, how do we progress Abia and take them to the next level. So I don't agree that it was a PDP affair. What you would tell me for me to accept this, PDP is a dominant party in Abia. But that particular document were not put together by PDP. They say it was put together by Abia politicians, regardless of the party that they were. So it means that the interest of every party was protected at that point in time when that particular document was put together. So we need to respect it. It's not a party issue. The party issue or other individuals or other parties has made it a party issue because PDP is the dominant party. If APC or another party was, we have been the same thing.
It is still the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions right here on Flow 94.9 FM, the Flow of God's Own State. We've been speaking with Honorable Mkpa Oju Uka. He's the founder of Mkpa Foundation, of course, a philanthropist, a political scientist, and a businessman. And of course, we've been looking at Abia and, of course, the clamor for the governorship seat come 2023. A lot of Politicians have declared intentions, their intentions known, and we still have more, of course, cooking, of course, doing the consultations to come out to say, yes, we will be contesting come 2023. And Honorable Mkpa Uka is a very big supporter of power rotating to the Abia North Senatorial District. Of course, you've been hearing his line of thought and, of course, a line of argument on the program this morning. Now I'm going to take you on the basis of old Bende and old Aba divisions. Probably that's the reason Senator Inyanya Baribe is coming out to say, I am also contesting come 2023. Now, some persons are saying, based on that same document that you've highlighted this morning, the Abia Charter of Equity, it is not, the document was not prepared based on the senatorial districts that we have in the state. It was prepared based on the old Bende and old Aba divisions. And if you check it, according to their narration, that old Bende had theirs, of course, they've had their own share of 16 years. Then old Aba division should be allowed 16 years. Maybe, just maybe. That's why Senator Inyanya Baribe is coming out.
So are you saying we're going back to clan, community, village politics? Village. We don't have any clannish senator, do we? What we have are senators from the three geopolitical zones: Abia North, Abia South, Abia Central. And it baffles me when people put up these arguments, because Senator Inyanya should know better. We've operated this way under this arrangement since 1999. So what if if we've operated this since 1999, now you're coming back to tell us there was an old Bende, old Aba, whatever. Is that old Bende and old Aba within the law? Is that the way others have operating in other states in Nigeria? Are they operating in villages and clans and tribes and communities? They are not. Each state in Nigeria is divided into their geopolitical zones, and we've got three here. And this is the way we've done our election since 1999. So I feel I think those people that are thinking that we want to take us back to when politics hasn't started, and when you tow those lines, you bring Abia to a crisis. So it's not going to advance us. I will expect, that people should be thinking the way I'm thinking, which is maintaining the three geopolitical zones and rotate power. And you believe me, Abia has been peaceful. So why change it?
We've had individuals coming out from your zone. I'm sure you're from Abia North.
I am from Abia
Okay,
North,
interesting.
Yes.
We've had some individuals coming out to declare their intention ahead of 2023 from your zone. In your estimation, have you seen any particular individual in Abia North that should take the position in your own estimation?
Well, we've got seasoned politicians in Abia North. We have former senators, former members House of Reps. We have professors, professionals, people that are household names. I can start mentioning. But for me personally, I am very particular about one person that's been around for quite some time. He's an accountant by profession, a first-class ICANN holder, a three-time member of the House of Assembly, a one-time Speaker of the House of Assembly. He presided over the most peaceful House of Assembly in Abia State. Loved by his people, tested and tried. He has all it takes: a loyal person, a party man. Deputy governor twice, still a sitting deputy governor, and it's no one else rather than Right Honorable Saudi Okochukwu, PhD.
Interesting.
We all know him. Everyone in Abia knows him. And for me, I think amongst all, when I spoke to
he's yet to make it declare his intention.
Let me come.
I might be forced to have this feeling that he might come out to run with your estimation and your revelation this morning.
It's possible, and for me, if he doesn't, then he has failed the state.
Okay.
If you cannot
why do you say
if
so?
you cannot take the mantle and fix your state and take them forward when you have the capacity, so why not take your people to the promised land? If you're the person that God has bestowed the grace. That's the way I feel. I was speaking to Radio Nigeria when I granted an interview in April. I said to them, it has come to a point in Nigerian political history when we have to make a decision, because that will define us. If we fail in 2023, then we'll be set back to colonial time. Therefore, we have to look at track record, history, credibility.
Okay.
We have to look at antecedents. You don't just get someone from somewhere and say, okay, come and become the governor. So that is why I'm very particular about Right Honorable Saud Kochukwu. For me personally,
that's your personal opinion, anyways.
My personal opinion.
Okay.
But I also know that I'm speaking the minds of millions of Abians, because most people in Abia know him and they have his record.
Okay, I would like to get your thoughts on there is this wide gap between the governed and the government in Abia State, if I may put it that way, because that's the popular opinion on the streets. So I don't know, what do you think about the present leadership in the state? We're talking about the Okezie-led administration, who the deputy governor is a part of.
Yeah, I will have to be honest to you. Compared to other states that I've been to, Ebonyi, Enugu, Rivers, Abia lacks in terms of infrastructure, in terms of civil service, and all that. But so I wouldn't be surprised if the governed are not happy with the way they are governed or what is happening in the state. But at the same time, I keep saying it, we have an opportunity now to fix Abia. We have an opportunity now to build on where this particular government, because a government doesn't fail totally. If it does, then the state will be in chaos. So we have to look at what successes have they made in this tenure, then build on it. And where they've lacked, we now have to find a way to fix it. It's not only about the government, it's also about the governed. And then 2023 becomes a defining moment, a moment to be able to achieve this, because every person's vote counts. If you fail me before, I wouldn't like you to fail me again. Maybe you failed me based on trust. And that is also the reason why I think somebody like Right Honorable Saud Kochukwu should be, because he knows the nooks and crannies of our politics. But bear in mind, a deputy governor is handicapped. Anywhere around the world, the vice president is handicapped. Even in Nigeria, the vice presidency is handicapped, because most of the things you do are under instruction. So decision you have to make. If I'm a deputy governor, I cannot say, okay, Abia Road, go and put it. I want to bring in caterpillars. Let it start construction, Julius Berger. Can I do that? I can't. It has to be a decision that must be made by the executive governor. So that is why, to an extent, regardless of the situation of Abia, Udoka has been part of it. No doubt about it. But there are decisions he cannot make. Okay. Now it gives us an opportunity to being tested and try, being around, knowing what has gone on.
Okay.
Ask him to fix it.
Okay, now let's look at others that have declared their interest. I quite understand your sentiment. Of course, you have the right to your opinion, your sentiment concerning the present deputy governor, that he should run, although he has not come out to say, I'm running. He has not come out to declare his interest, of course, come 2023. But we have some other persons that have declared their interest. So how will you juxtapose that? What will you tell them? Because there might be clash of interest before 2023, even if some stakeholders come out to say, yes, let's allow Abia North.
So the question you're asking is on the grounds that Abia North will produce the governor? or
I'm
it has
asking
to be jettisoned.
If power should rotate, like you said, power should rotate to Abia North.
Is right.
How will Abia North reach a consensus? We have a lot of them. Okay. So how will Abia North reach a consensus?
That is what you will leave for Abia Northerners like us. It shouldn't be a problem for people who's going to emerge from Abia North. It's for the leaders of Abia North. We've got our leaders to now look at credibilities. I've mentioned Right Honorable Saudi Okochukwu.
What about others that
they are there? Interest? They need to make their interest known. Once they do, that I'm showing so much interest on Right Honorable Saudi Okochukwu does not mean he has become the governor.
Okay.
I'm only saying he has the credibility. Is the person I think I can support, looking at his track record. Other people can have their own decisions to make, but then the leaders of Abia North will now have to look at these track records. We now have to look at the antecedents of the aspirants to be able to come up. They can say to Dr. listen, you've been around for so long, we have your record, but look at that of. It's like telling you, get me a better candidate.
Interesting. All right, it is still the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions, right here on Flow 94.9 FM. Wonderful conversation, an insightful one we've been having with the founder of Mkpa Foundation. He's a philanthropist, a political scientist, and a businessman, Honorable Mkpa Uju Uka. Of course, you can follow the conversation on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Flow 949 FM. Drop your comments there. Of course, we will read your comments live right in the studio, but you can also share your thoughts with us on our feedback platforms right now. The lines are very much open. 0808 182 6949 or 0811 605 2949. You can also drop your messages on 0906 510 8289. The platform, the pinnacle of all discussions. Of course, my guest is here making a case for power shift to Abia North in 2023. What do you make of his thoughts? Of course, that case that power should shift to 2023 right here in Abia State. Of course, it is the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Please do move over from your radio set.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, sir. I was following the talk.
Yes, go on with your thoughts, please.
The governorship 2023 candidate contest for governorship in Abia State. As Senator Uncle Egin Abaribe, we have here he is contesting for election. Good. May God lead him and have him the opportunity to become a governor. Notwithstanding, let the other contestants apply also. We all will support them and take them to the next level, home and abroad. Business, company owners, ETC, Abia State, Nigeria, 2022, reporter, farmers, NLC, security operatives. It's good. So we all support as a youth. Good morning.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. 0811 605 2949. 0808 182 6949. And you can, we have a message here. This one says, good morning. Where was your guest when Dr. Uchioga from Abia North contested against Dr. Ikwazu from Abia South in 2019? He's going to respond to that definitely. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, Michael Oni.
You're welcome. Good morning.
Please pass my greeting to a gentleman in the house there.
All right.
Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, my dear brother. This is Ndoboka of Yakara.
All right.
I am calling from Mumu, no more South local government area. Let me just say, Michael Oni, sorry. This share of power of equity in Abia State.
Yes.
That is why Abia State looks like a local government. And this power of equity is made by one political party, which is PDP. So we can rely on them. Because PDP is not the owner of Abia State. Other people will emerge from other political parties. So So please, we should forget about anything of power of equity. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. Chinaza Ukebu is asking that everyone has a constitutional right to contest. Therefore, there is nothing like equity. That's a PDP thing, and the Nigeria political sphere is beyond PDP. All right, that's coming from Chinaza Ukebu. He's definitely going to respond to that also. Hello, good morning to you. Welcome to the platform. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. And then here from Lebanon.
You're welcome, comrade. Hello.
Yes.
Oh, can you change your location so that we can have better reception here?
Can you hear me?
Yes, go on, please.
Okay, Michael, the truth of the matter is that you know that I have changed so much. So we are now we are with us.
Wow. Comrade, we have to let you go. Do call back, of course, so that we can have better reception. Good morning, sir. There should be power shift to Abia North Zone for fairness and equity. Abia North Zone once had a power shift. Okay, Abia North Zone, once power shift should be allowed to select the most efficient person based on performance and capacity, not on sentiment. Emmanuel Ekwekwe. All right. This one says, good morning, Honorable. I believe Charter of Equity is okay, but Abia North should not always be ruling first because it is not the first son of Abia, and Abia South should not always rule last as it is not the last son of Abia. I think any zone can rule now, and the counting will start from there. What Abians really want is competence. Charles from Agbama. Hello, good morning to you. That didn't pull through. I would like you to respond to some of the feedbacks we got this morning. Okay. I'm sure you followed them, and some persons saying, well, everyone has a constitutional right. It's a PDP thing, like I also put it to you. And the question of where were you or when Dr. Uche Oga, I believe that's what was your stand when Dr. Uche Oga from Abia North contested against Dr. Ikpazu in Abia South, from Abia South in 2019.
Uche Oga was a PDP candidate, wasn't he?
In 2019, he was an APC candidate.
And then power went to Abia South at the end. So maybe that's the reason why Uche failed. And the people of Abia South, that's what they were clamoring for. Throughout the election, if you remember, when TA was the governor, TA was they were proud of TA for allowing power to move to Abia South. So for me, what is important is the fact that they eventually produced the governor of the state.
Okay.
So that is the bottom line. So if you ask me where was I when Uche, what sense does that make? What they should be saying? So yeah, it was achieved in 2019. Dr. Ikpazu emerged, and then he's still the sitting governor. And what we are now telling you is, let it go back to where it started from, so it will come back to you again.
So we should forget this analysis. That's one of the from one of the feedbacks we got, that it can start anywhere since it has gone round. It has been shared equally along senatorial districts. It can start.
Then anywhere. You want us to politic along sentimental lines, which means we are Abia South. Let it start from us. That's childish. You know where it started. If it was written down then, and we say it's going to be rotational. When you rotate something 360 degrees, do you know clockwise?
Okay.
Do you have to go anti-clockwise to come back to your 360 degrees? That is going back. It's not going to help us. When you want to tell an Abia North man, yes, it started in Abia North, now we want it to start in Abia South. You want to create a crisis. You want to create divisions. You want to tell them that you know better than them. They know all this, Mike. They know all these things. There's no point for us to create issues instead of allowing the pattern to follow. It's just a matter of being patient.
All right. Permit me to get more reactions on the phone lines now. Hello, good morning to you. Welcome to the platform on Flow FM. Oh, if you can call back, we will appreciate. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello.
You're welcome. Good morning.
Good morning,
What's your
sir.
name?
Good morning, Michael.
You're welcome.
My name is Kano Ozomba.
All right, you're
Morning,
welcome.
Kano.
From
I'm calling
Mr.
from Ishikwata.
All right.
You see, everybody knows the truth that the governorship rotates in Abia State. Abia are not two-faced. I agree with the man you are interviewing, but the way I disagree with him is suggesting the deputy governor, the president deputy governor. I will advise that all the stakeholders in Abia North should gather together when the time comes and they produce a particular person. Because coming now, it is too early to nominate somebody you see is better than others. So, as I said earlier, it's better for them to gather and say this is the people you are supporting from Abia North. It is done at Abia North. When we see all that came, people knew that people like Ichiwachiku and other people in Sugata spoke against it. And they passed OKG Bazo that is right inside the governor. So that's my position. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Kano from Sequeta, for sharing your.